Alrighty, boys and girls, back at it again in the shop. Today's project is going to be adding heated grips to the Ariens Deluxe 28 super high output. It's got the 15.0 foot-pounds of torque motor. That's not horsepower, by the way. That's foot-pounds of torque, the AX306cc. We've been doing all kinds of work on this machine, so we got it all set up for the winter time. Everything's been lubricated, everything's been gone through. And so today, the thing that I wanted to do was to add this kit here. It's from Ariens, part number 7210140. That's the heated hand grip kit. This is a universal kit that fits most of their blowers, as far as I know. The kit is comprised of a new wire harness, a wire adapter. I'm not sure what's the deal with these end plugs. I'll read through it, figure it out. Because the grips come with them. There's a packet of epoxy, a switch. The switch I'm not overly thrilled with. They should have gave you a rubber boot, but I have rubber boots. I'll put a rubber boot on there to make that better. That's the two-part epoxy kit. So you pop this out, mix it together, and that will glue on the hand grips. Here's a hand grip here. As you can see, it's got the element built right into it. It's designed to slide on. Now it's not sliding on good because I just cleaned these tubes with contact cleaner because I don't want anything to interfere with the epoxy. So that'll sit in there. You know you got it on right if this protrusion fits into this groove right here. And you can see the since 1933 heads up. So that's what's going to take that. We got to drill a 1/2 inch hole somewhere in this area. They show it in line right here. I might move it over here just to be out of the way. You got to make sure that there's nothing underneath that's getting in the way. So when I drill that, I'll show you guys where I put it. The same goes for this side. This wire harness here that comes on the engine, that gets replaced with what's in the kit. So that's pretty straightforward. That just goes up underneath. Right now it's running just to the headlight, so we'll disconnect all that and get that all set up. So the first and foremost thing to do, I got the heat going. That's why there's the noise. There she is there, because it's got to be warm in here, warm enough for the epoxy to activate, because cold temperatures inhibit the epoxy. So I'm trying to warm everything up. So that's the idea there. So there you go. That's the intro to putting on the heated hand grips. And Ariens, by the way, gave you a lovely set of instructions. It's pretty decent. It's pretty straightforward. Yeah, I can't see any reason why anybody couldn't do this. The kit's a little bit pricey. I think I paid over 100 Canadian for it, but don't quote me on that. Let me just get this out of the way. Yeah, it all comes nicely in this neat package here. I'm one of those save everything freaks, so I use compressed air to take off the OEM, the original hand grips. You can see on this model here. All I did was shove a screwdriver under there, putting the blowgun on there, and blew them right off. No problem. You just work it a little bit, and it pops right off. Why did I save these? I don't know, because if you look inside our shop, there is boxes of stuff, and like, we're saved lunatics. Especially me. I'm an old guy, and I was always, you know, I don't know, that's just the way I am. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward. All the instructions are there. You just have to determine which control panel you have. Sticks on both sides or sticks on one side. I have the sticks on one side, so it gives you an idea. There's what you get in the kit. I bought switches because I didn't even think you got the switches, but I never opened the kit, so I wouldn't have known that. So that was a, I don't know, call it dumb on me, but it is what it is. That's the kit I got from Amazon. And then it showed there was only one switch, so I bought two, thinking I was going to keep the spare switch. And look what I ended up with, $7. So it's got the insulated covers. I'll just use one of those covers. Like, look at that, boys and girls. Scored from Amazon. That's for the air compressor tank, another project later on. So I'm babbling again, let's get at it. Sorry about the noise, but we need the heat. This is a must-have heat project. So if you're gonna do this, put the hit grips on your blower. Maybe best to do it in the summertime, off season. Then you don't gotta worry about heat. Stand by. So I'm using the heat gun just to warm things up a little bit. Just to make sure it all goes well. It doesn't gotta be hot. I'm just trying to take the chill off of it. Don't get it hot, because if you get it hot, your epoxy will fire off quicker. Just want to warm it up a bit. Remember, like, we're looking for room temperature. We're not trying to peel paint. Yeah, see, that's just warm. There we go. Okay, so stand by. Why the fuck was I always doing it like that? Goddamn dumbness. Alright, so the first step is when we get prepared in installing the grips, is to put these end plugs on. Yeah, get in there. That's it. I'm assuming that's to protect the rubber grip so you don't punch a hole in these as you use them. Alright, here's the epoxy. Comes in a pop-up cup. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, boys and girls, we got an issue. Must be new old stock. Whoa, is that ever thick? I'm gonna mix this stuff up. I'm wearing rubber gloves because epoxy's just not any fun to get on your clothes or on your hands. It's starting to mix. It's trying to mix. Trying being the operative word. I don't want to apply heat to it. It's not cold. I'm not sure if a brand new kit. I've had this kit for over a year. I bought it. Oh, it might. I don't think it's 2 years. Whew, she's got the epoxy smell. So you got to blend it all so it's one color. Should be that deep gray. I'm doing my best here to mix this up. They give you a little mixing spoon to do the job with. That center is really, really dry. I don't have anything here to add to it. I think we used it all. I got epoxy putty, but I don't think that's going to do it. I'm just trying to break up the chunks. Hopefully this will still work. Alright, you guys don't want to watch me mix this up. Stand by. Well, it's kind of going on. A bit terrible, actually. But I think I got a decent enough mix going on there. I'm going to do one of them. That's terrible. not mixing first going on very well. Super chunky. If this doesn't work, if it slides off, what I'll end up having to do, redo it over again. I don't know if this is activating now. Hard to tell. Well, if I were you, I might have a standby kit of epoxy waiting. It says to twist to evenly distribute the epoxy. So that makes sense. Uh-oh. That didn't go as planned. Yeah, next time I highly advise using fresh epoxy. Definitely. Looks good. Whoa. Okay, I'll clean that extra goo off later. All right, that's all done. They're installed, or they're on. Okay, so here's the new for the old wire harness. You can see where this plug here is the headlight plug. I'll try and get you in closer. Right here. So I'm going to use that for the gauge, since it's the fixed item of where to put the wire harness and where to attach it. So the first thing I'm going to do is remove this. That's the headlight plug. I'm going to install this here. Right side up, probably, Jim. Okay, that's installed. Click, click. And then we're going to start routing the wire harness before this is the new, that's the original before I take that off. Here's one of the plugs for the hand grip. There's supposed to be a hole somewhere nearby. I'll find it to plug that in. And this plugs into the hand grip. This one runs over to the other hand grip and the switch. I suppose if you wanted to, you could cut your switch wires out of this portion and move them to wherever you want the switch. That would be entirely acceptable. So let me get this portion here cut off, and then we'll run it down to the motor harness, which is going to end up right here. That's our target. So stand by. Alright, sorry about those loud noises, but it's kind of one of those has to be things to get heat in here for this project to work. Yeah, it just is what it is, right? That's the new harness. I gotta cut all these off. I got extra wire ties too, just in case we feel that we need them. There's where the one Christmas tree goes, right down here into the motor. Or sorry, into the base. So we'll get that out, and then this little lead here. Did I miss you? I missed you, damn it. Oh no, I got half of it there. Well, maybe I shouldn't unclip that. Oh well, I got more. There we go. This is the power off the stator. There, so that's undone. Yeah, we'll reclip that, no big deal. So I know where my routing goes. I'll route this now. So that's pretty straightforward. This is the new harness. I'm going to try to get that Christmas tree out. Stand by. I apologize for the lack of the polish. This is how it is. You know, you guys know that I don't glitz or glam anything up. There you go. That's the wire harness. The original one removed. That's what it looks like. You got a headlight plug here you could save for something else. A little bit of wire. No problem. Sell it on Amazon or eBay. That's the part number right there. You could sell it. Obviously, right? If somebody burned up a wire harness or did something. You might get 10 or 15 bucks for it. Who knows? So then this went under like that. Sorry for my head being in the way. That goes in the hole for the Christmas tree plug. That comes over to here. And they give you these nice little zip ties. Which way does that go? You're going in the wrong way. You're going in the wrong way, Jimmy. What in Jesus? Go that way. Not sure which way it goes. All logic says it go. No. It does go in this way. Yes, it does. There you go. I think it was my first day to the rodeo. Kind of feels like it. Okay. There. That's nice and tight. I don't like that big loop in it, but we can play with that after. We have the ability to do that. And that just plugs on there. Is it keyed? Yeah, it's keyed. You can only go one way. There you go. That's good. So it'd be black to black, yellow to red. And then that comes up here. I have to try to find the holes for the other wire harness. Stand by. Okay, so the first problem that I ran into is there's supposed to be a hole somewhere above the headlight for this push pin. Sorry, it's out of frame. Just a second. Let me get you up into frame. This push pin right here. So what I'm going to do is take a couple minutes here and try to figure out if I can drill a hole to attach that. And then, because I don't want the wires to be dangling or nothing. I suppose I could just zip tie it out of the way, but there's one spot here in the side, right here. I might drill a hole there because it's not very obvious, and it'll hide very well as long as I check. Sorry, just make sure there's no function. There's no function that gets in the way. I can do that. I think that's what I'm going to do. Drill the hole. I'm going to drill a hole. I'll show you. I'll take you out of the, hold on. I might drill a hole right here in this side of the panel, because it says there's 2 holes located above the headlight. And I don't, the only thing, I mean, that's the bolt down the detent for the controls. I don't see nothing else above the headlight. I don't want to drill holes that's sticking out the front, you know what I mean? And here's where this is the plug for the heater, or for the heated grip. And then that's supposed to go across the front. I'm thinking that's the best place. Right there. Right in this side panel. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to measure this, drill a hole, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so I drilled the hole here. I was too low. If you drill the hole, maybe center it on this, if you have this machine with this decal, there's a double plate in here, so the switch won't fit. So I had to walk the hole over here with a die grinder to get it up closer. So maybe aim for the center of your hole to be on this red line. You could be between, you could landmark it. So reference would be the center of these 2 controls, this line here to the yellow, to the orange line. Center punch drill there. Yeah, I made a mistake, so I just had to walk it over. We'll see how it turns out. I'm going to take this from the kit, from the switches I bought, and I'm going to use that. I'll set it maybe like that. I'm going to play with which way I'm going to set the switch. So I'll see which way it fits best. I screwed up, not going to lie. Don't put your hole too low. I went too low. They recommended right here to cover this up, but I didn't want to, so that's where we're at. Stand by. Okay, I got the switch in. There it is there. I used an on-off bezel. Hopefully it's right. Off that other switch kit. The other thing I did was I drilled a hole for that Christmas tree anchor right here in this radius. Focus. Ah, you bastard. Right. Is it going to focus? Yes. Right in this radius. So I drilled that hole. That leaves ample wire. It's a bit snug, but okay for the switch. You can see the wiring there for the switch right there. I drilled the other hole right here. Underneath this radius, so it wouldn't be noticeable. I took the Ariens dashboard out of there for a minute. So it's just 2 screws and it pops in. And then you can see that the wire harness for the hand grip itself, kind of don't like that. But that's the path, right? That's the path they give you. So you got to be careful, right? Because that's a pinch. What the hell? I never even noticed that. Is that a pinch? That could be a pinch. Why the heck? So could we take it up there? I'm going to have to play with it. You got to watch for pinching these. That's crazy. That's right where they wanted it to go. Because that's going to wear. You see that? That's going to wear through. It's not a true pinch, but it's rub. Because maybe a zip tie. I'm going to try a zip tie on there, see if I can bias it over that way. But there's the only other alternative is to take it up to here. I'm going to have to play with this, take it up to here like that. I'll check both of those. That's crazy. Let me look at that. Let's see if I can pull that out of the way. I could drill a tiny hole. I could drill a hole, sorry, right here. Maybe. I'm going to play with this because, watch this, guys. When you squeeze that, right down in there, you can see the wire. See how it pushes the wire? And then it looks like a pinch there. See how the wires act? And that's the way they got it. It would have been better to come down here maybe and go underneath. But they've got it slipped into this, and I'll bet there's no way it's moving now. It's epoxied. So we are where we are. And that's how it showed it, because It puts the labeling up nicely. Huh. I'll look into that and I'll get back to you and I'll show you the result. Okay, this is what I came up with. Not 100% sure it works. There is no impingement. There's no contact between the control lever and the wiring. I ran the harness from the hand grip through here, down under here, through this channel, through the channel, down under, and I attached it to that bolt where the spring is, and I zip tied it. You can see the plug there. So there's nothing contact at all. Everything's allowed to move freely. Other side's the same. There's no contact between the wire and the control. There's no rubbing. I kind of like this side better because it's below the spring. I don't think the spring's going to do anything. And there we are, connected to the harness. Like I said before, that's super tight. I could have moved over a little bit. I don't know where Ariens wanted, but this is what I came up with. Drilled that hole. Sorry for the shakiness. Drilled the hole here into the side. Drilled the hole under the glamour piece. That bezel. Drilled the hole here in the radius. And then I drilled the hole to install the switch. So let me get this back in a running position and we'll look at it. Okay, thanks very much for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting the channel. It's been great. Yeah, we'll keep going on this stuff. Another Ariens machine. I don't know if I'll do a video. It's the exact same. It's the exact same service that this one got. I got to do on this one. It's almost ready to go. That'll be probably I don't know, it might be a mid-season project. We'll see how that goes. But there it is. Anyway, talk to you soon. Peace out. And okay, I tested it, ran it. I broke the headlight. You can see down inside the bulb, the filament's laying inside the bulb. So when I was knocking it, I took it out. So when I was knocking it around, focus it, obviously you can see that the filament's lying there. I broke the filament. You can see it laying right in there. Wow, is this the resolution every grade on this phone? Anyway, I test ran it, warmed it up. These began to heat up. So the on is on, off is off. I'll make a little decal here. It says heat for the hand grips. Got to get a new bulb. On this one, I put in the Ariens headlight kit. Just because, I don't know why I spent the money on. Well, that's proof right there, right? That shook the bulb out. These motors vibrate. I don't care what you say. They do vibrate, so you're going to get that. So I bought that kit, so I'll buy a kit for this one. Okay, closing thoughts. Ariens pre-put the hole for the heated grips somewhere on the dash where it makes sense. I mean, this probably does. This would make even more sense in here if they did it for that, because that's a nice clear spot. But the older machines had the holes punched in there. They just put the decal over it. I know that for a fact. Because I'm in Canada and it's super cold here. And the heated grips are amazing. They're a blessing in disguise. More zip ties. So instead of 3, give us 6. The holes that I had to drill, that's one there. You can see it. But it's very not noticeable. You know what I mean? You got to be looking for it. I hope I got the wires put in the way they did so I can't complain. Or the way they intended it, down through that groove. You can see down in there, you can see my finger. That's what it looks like from above. I cleaned that mess up a little bit. I'll put some spritzing on there. And I'm not sure if they plastic coat or powder coat these chassis or not. They seem to be powder coated, but it's not very durable. And then on the other hand, I don't think they're e-coated because you wouldn't get the rust in the cracks. So there it is, heated hand grips. Was it an easy job? I'm not going to say it was easy. The instructions don't seem to be up to date with the current machines. Ariens could do us a big favor by popping a hole in somewhere where that switch would make sense. They got engineers and CAD/CAM and they can figure it out. I don't know, maybe up here. I don't know, right there. Figure it out, Ariens. We pay a lot of money for these machines. And make it easy for us when we want to put the heated hand grip kit in. Thanks for the wire harness and all the adapters. That's a good one. Yeah, so there's a couple things that I would suggest for Ariens to do. And just make it way faster for the average homeowner guy. If a guy never had to drill a hole, right? All they had to do was take a knife and cut the hole for the switch wherever it was in that sticker panel. Tell me a guy wouldn't like that. You know what I mean? That would just make it so easy for the homeowner. I had the 1/4-inch drill. I had the half drill. Like I said, I screwed up the hole and I had to walk it over with a die grinder. And lucky I'm fluent in die grindese, and I was able to do that. So there you go. That's all I got for you today. That's a video on installing heated hand grips on an Ariens Deluxe 28 super high output with the amazing 306cc tower of power. 15 foot-pounds of torque. It is gross torque. There you go. So remember, no E15, no E85. And if you're so blessed to be able to get away from E10, please do so. The machine's ready to go now for, well, I got to buy a headlight. I haven't decided we're going to put the LED kit in this or just buy an LED replacement bulb. I did buy one on Amazon, but I have no idea where Mrs. Jim's homestead put it, and we've lost it. So there you go. Oh, one other thing I wanted to say to you guys. This one has the weight kit. And what it is a giant piece of flat bar underneath here. I believe it's 1/2 inch thick. And it runs the width. You can make your own, or you can buy the kit. It gives you a little more forward bite, which isn't a bad thing for cutting the snowplow piles at the end of the driveway. Yeah, I recommend it. And so there you go. This one's a couple years older. This one's a couple newer. You can see that they switched the shovel to a brush. From a brush to the handle. So the handle has a built-in brush, which is kind of a nice idea. So there's one of the updates. Yeah, so there you go. How to install heated hand grips on your Ariens. Thanks again for tuning into the deal. You guys have been great. Your subscribership's going up. Let me know what you think. I'm going to start the membership deal. Just give it a try. I had some custom-made decals done to hand out to you guys. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to do that during my Christmas break when I got time to sit down and think about it. I got 1,000,001 things on the go right now. I got this Arctic Cat to fix.